Welcome everybody, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this lesson, we are gonna read and write some sentence. Welcome everybody, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this lesson, we're gonna read and write some sentences made out of two words. And we are gonna explain every single rule in terms of reading and writing. Let's get started. So the first one is عطس فحمد. عطس فحمد. Let's check. Ah, 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 ah. This letter, its sound doesn't exist in English, so I'm gonna write it as it is. It is ah. It's not a. It is ah, ah. It's not a big point if you can't pronounce it right now, but try to train it and you'll be able to do it in the future. Ah, ah, ah. This mark on the top sounds like A. Don't forget, I write English from the right to the left like Arabic in my classes. Ta, ta, ta. So the sound of this letter doesn't exist in English. It sounds like strong T. It is not T, it is ta, ta. Ta. This mark on the top sounds like A. Ta, ta, ta. Se. The sound of this letter sounds like S, and it has another mark on the top, so this one sounds like A as well. Don't forget that this mark on the top, its name is Fatha, and it sounds like A. So we have A, ta, sa, A, ta, sa, عطس, عطس, فحمد, فحمد, f. So this one sounds like F. It's another word, okay? F, this mark on the top sounds like A. F. Ha. We have this letter. It has this sound, ha, as if you're clearing your throat. Ha. And with fatha, it sounds like A. So it is faha, me. The sound of M with kasra, it sounds like I. Fahami. This one sounds like D. With this mark on the top, it sounds like A. So it is fahamida. عطس فحمد. Let's check another one. ركب وردف. ركب وردف. The sound of R. This letter sounds like R. Don't forget, I write English in my classes from the right to the left like Arabic. Ra. This mark on the top sounds like A, so it is ra. Ki. So we have this letter. It sounds like K in English. With kasra, it sounds like I, so it is ra ki, ba. This mark sounds like B, and with this mark on the top, it sounds like A. So now read with me: ra ki ba, rakiba. This mark in the top, its name is fatha, it sounds like A, and this one under, it's the same one, but it is under, it sounds like I. Rakiba. It's another word now. This one sounds like W. With this mark on the top, it sounds like A. Just if you say in Arabic it means and. Okay, so ra di fa. Again, it's the same letter, so it sounds like R. With fatha, it sounds like A. Ra. Di. The sound of D. Let's add here D with kasra. Remember, kasra sounds like I. So now I'm gonna add I here. And finally, sound of F with fatha sounds like A. So it is wa, ra, di, fa, radifa, rakiba, radifa. ركب وردف. ركب وردف. Let's see another one. سكت فسلم. سكت فسلم. The sound of S. This mark sounds like A. The sound of K. The sound of K with كسرة sounds like I. The sound of T with تا with فتحة sounds like A. سكت 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 فسلم. The sound of F with فتحة it sounds like A. Again, it's the same letter here, the one that sounds like S. Here it's in the middle, it has different shape, and here it's the beginning of the word. With فتحة, it sounds like A. The sound of L. So here let's add it with كسرة, it sounds like I. Li. The sound of M. So, and with فتحة, it sounds like A. فسلم. فسلم. سكت فسلم. سكت فسلم. سكت فسلم. سكت فسلم. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. The sound of TH in the word the in English. You must use your tongue to touch your upper teeth to pronounce this letter. The with this mark on the top sounds like fatha, it sounds like A. So the the sound of K, the ki, the sound of I, the ki, ra. Now you're professional. This one sounds like R with fatha, ra, it sounds like A. The ki ra, fa khashiya. The sound of F with fatha sounds like A. Fa kha. The sound of fa kha with fatha sounds like A. Fa kha the sound of SH in English. She with kasra, it sounds like I. And finally we have this letter in the end, it sounds like Y. Yeah. With fatha, it sounds like A. Let's read together. Fa kha shi ya. Fa kha shi ya. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. ذكر فخشي. Let's go. Let's move to another one, which is فهم وعلم. فهم وعلم. The sound of F. The sound of A. He, the sound of H. He, this one sounds like I. Fahi. Fahim, the sound of M. With fatha sounds like A. So fahima. Wa. The same one that we wrote in the previous word, the previous sentence, I'm sorry. Wa. Alima. This letter doesn't have its sound in English. Let's put it as it is. With fatha sounds like A. The sound of L. Okay, the sound of L with kasra sounds like I. And finally we have the sound of M with fatha, it will be ma. Let's read together. Fa hi ma. Fa hi ma. Wa li ma. فهم وعلم. برئ فشكر. برئ فشرك. برئ فشكر. برئ فشكر. Your attention please. The sound of B. The sound of A. The sound of R. With kasra it sounds like I. Bari. And pay attention, I say A. I have the sound of A, but it's like a beginning of another syllable. I'm gonna add this here mark because I would say bari a. So let's have, this is ya, and it has hamza on the top with fatha. All this combination, it sounds like bari'a, bari'a. It's not our topic today to talk about this combination, why it sounds like a, but just to try to memorize it now like this. This is the easiest way. This part sounds like a because we have hamza and it has fatha on the top. Forget about this ya as if it is not here, okay? What interests you is the hamza. The hamza sounds like a. So if there is any hamza with fatha, it sounds like a. If there is any hamza with kasra, it sounds like e. If there is any hamza with dhamma, it sounds like u. How can I write u in English? I don't know. Let's put it like u, but you pronounce like u, 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 u. Okay, like maybe like this, u, u, u. Okay, so it is a, e, u. So whatever the hamza is on alif, on ya, or on wow, okay, it doesn't matter. What matters you, where is the diacritics? Is it on the top? Is it fatha, kasra, or dhamma? Bari'a, bari'a, fashakara, the sound of f, fa, the sound of a, fash, the sound of sh, with fatha, it sounds like a, fasha, 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 ki, the sound of k, okay, with kasra, it sounds like I, and finally we have the sound of r with fatha. Sounds like a. Let's read together. So it is ba, ri, a, bari, a, bari, a, fa, sha, ki, ra, fa, sha, ki, ra, bari, a, 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 fa, sha, ki, ra. Thank you for watching and see you in another class. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.